Hello my dear students, welcome to computer science class. In today's video class, we are beginning with a new chapter, that is spreadsheet. Let us know what is spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is an computer application that holds the formulas in cell and can perform the calculations with much more faster and accurately. Spreadsheet is also being referred to as an ESS, that stands for electronic spreadsheet. Spreadsheet actually serve as an calculator because it can perform the huge number of calculations. It can perform the calculations with much faster and accurate because of the presence of built-in functions. We have a different kinds of built-in functions, that is mathematical functions, trigonometric functions, library functions. Okay, so we have a numerous built-in functions which will help you to perform the calculations. Plus, this spreadsheet is known for handling the huge amount of data. Wherever extensively you need to perform the calculations, then the spreadsheets are extensively used. Spreadsheet also supports for having the pictorial representation. Whenever you are in need for the graphs and charts, spreadsheets are extensively used. Then here one important feature is that it has become more popular because the formulas are automatically recalculated when the data values are being changed. Suppose you have 10 values and you have already calculated the sum of those 10 values. But somewhere you realize that for the 6th value you have wrongly entered the data. You just go to that particular cell and then change the data. The formula will automatically recalculate your data. You need not to change any formula at all. Just change the value what you want at the particular cell. So automatically the spreadsheet will recalculate the formula and generate the new result according to your input data. So these were some of the important features of the spreadsheet. Let us move on to the applications of the spreadsheet. So where exactly extensively the spreadsheets are being used? As I said, spreadsheets are extensively used whenever it has to handle the huge amount of text as well as to perform the calculations. Apart from that, spreadsheet is also extensively used in generating the balance sheets during the auditing process. What is this auditing process? Auditing process is nothing but it's the inspection of the financial records that every company will have an auditing at the end of year to have an inspection of financial records whether they are following the correct rules or regulations. For that, we need the spreadsheets to generate the balance sheets. Plus, the spreadsheet, as I said, it also supports for the graphical presentation, wherein whenever we have to represent the statistical data, wherein it includes the any presentations, then spreadsheets are extensively used. Apart from that, spreadsheets are even also used in schools and colleges in order to represent the data in the form of graphs as well as charts. We have a different kinds of charts. In next coming video classes, we shall discuss the different types of charts. Now, next one is, it is also being used in the multiple accounting process for the budgeting purpose for the industries or the IT companies. So usually at the end of the year, every industry or the companies, whatever, whether it is an IT related or non-IT related, all the companies will go for to calculate the budget for that particular year. So there also we are extensively using the spreadsheets. So these were few of the applications related to the spreadsheets. Let us move on to the next one, that is how to getting started with the MS Excel, that is Microsoft Excel. What is the path to open the Excel file? Click on Start, All Programs, Microsoft Office, and then choose the Microsoft Excel option. Now this is the basic layout of the Excel sheet. Now I can call this one as again a frame. We can call the first one, we can call it as again a title bar. Okay, the entire right from here to this portion we call it as a ribbon. Okay, we have again the menu bar, and all these are the standard toolbar. Okay, these are all the standard toolbar. I hope you know what is title bar. Title bar is the one wherein it is giving you the title of your Excel file, and it also tells you which software you are going to use, and placing the cursor on it you have also options like minimize, maximize and close. Okay, menu bar is the one which will allow you to perform some standard operations to your document, and the toolbar is the one, it will contain the standard formatting options wherein the options are being represented in the form of small pictures or the icons. Now this one entire window we call it as a frame. Okay, lastly you have a status bar here. Okay, so this is a basic layout of the Excel. Now let me open the Excel file. Let us see the steps to open the Excel file so that you can clearly understand. So herein, click on to the start. Click on to the start button. Click on to the all programs here. Then click on to the Microsoft Office here. Choose the Microsoft Excel. When you choose this Microsoft Excel, this is the basic layout what you're getting. So just let me reduce the window size here so that you can clearly understand. Okay, now as I said, the spreadsheet will contain the cells into it. Okay, so whenever we open an ESS, that is electronic spreadsheet, we get a blank worksheet like this. So you can see the collection of this worksheets actually will form a workbook. I can call this as one workbook, I can call it. Okay, when I'll maximize it, you can see here sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. The collection, these are actually called it as worksheets. This is worksheet 1, this is worksheet 2, this is worksheet 3. The collection of these worksheet we call it as one workbook. Then this is actually one workbook. By default, each one of the workbook will be having 3 worksheets in them. You can even create a new worksheet as well. So whenever you open any blank electronic spreadsheet, by default you have 3 worksheets. Okay, now what is the file extension of this Excel file is? It is .xls or .xlsx. I'll repeat, the file extension of this Excel file is .xls or .xlsx. Now this spreadsheet actually consists of the grid of rows and columns. If you are observing here, this is rows and these are the rows and these are the columns. Okay, now so in this particular columns, it may contain the text as well as the numbers that would help you to manage the data. You can predict the data, and it is helpful to representing the information in a systematic manner. Now, as I said, the spreadsheet consists of rows and columns. Then how many rows and how many columns are there? If you observe, this is the first row, second row. Okay, this is first row entirely. This is second row, third row. So how many rows we are having? The rows are usually represented in the form of the numbers actually. Around 1 to 10,48,576 rows we are having. If you carefully observe here, we are having around 1 to 10,48,576 rows we are having, which are being represented with the numbers. Then how many columns we are having? The column will range from A to XFD. What is this A to XFD? How they are numbering? If you carefully observe, when we reaches to the Z, look at here. Again it is starting with AA, again AB, AC, like this. It will end up to AZ. Once it end up to the AZ, again it is ending up, again it is starting from AZ, BA, BB, like this up to BZ. So this is how it ranges, the columns ranges from actually, that is from that is right from A to XFD, that way it is ranging. Then how do we actually identify the cell? So whenever we place any cursor onto the any cell, so this cell we call it as an active cell. So each cell has been identified its address known as cell address, where the cell address is a combination of both the alphabets as well as the numbers. So when you place a cursor at this location, this cell address has been identified by the combination of alphabets and rows. Now this cell is F3. If you observe carefully, I am placing at the F3. Here also you can see it. So it is a name box here. It is showing you actually which cursor, which active cell you are rightly into. So if I click onto this, then which cell, what is the cell address of this is? That is J1. Similarly here it is G2. I hope you are able to understand. We are identifying the cell by the alphabets as well as the, that is numbers, that is columns as well as rows. Whenever we type any text, it will have a left aligned by default, whereas the numbers will have the right alignment. See, let me show you by typing the text here. Some dummy text I am going to type. See, it is taking by default, it is having the left alignment. I'll just widen the cell here. It is left alignment. The same thing if I type in the number, okay, it is by default, it is taking the right alignment. Okay. Whenever the cursor is being pointed to the any particular cell, we refer it as an active cell. Suppose if you, in order to move to the other cell, we can use the arrows that is present on your keyboard. You can use the arrows, or even you can select the range of the cells just by dragging, moving your cursor in order to select the range of the cells. In order to select the non-adjacent cells in the sense like random cells, then what you can do is just click onto the active cell, hold the control on your keyboard and then keep on selecting the adjacent cells. Whichever cells you need, like this, you can select the non-adjacent cells. That means you need to continuously hold the control key onto your, that is keyboard. Fine. Next, as we know that each workbook has 3 worksheets by default, we can have the n number of worksheets. Now how to add a new worksheet is, so here if you are observing this one icon, this icon will help you to create a new worksheet. So just right click onto that, or you just click onto this icon, it will create a new worksheet for this, that is sheet 4. Can you see here? Like this, you can create n number of worksheet. This is the one way. Otherwise, onto your home button, you have an insert option. Click onto the insert options, that is insert a sheet. Click onto the insert sheet. If you click onto the insert sheet, now I got 6th sheet here. Similarly, again one more time, insert. So insert sheet, I got the 7th sheet over here. Like this, you can create a new worksheet. Apart from that, we can even format the worksheets. Okay, you can even format the worksheets by applying all kinds of formatting tools. That is, you can have the formatting styles, size, border, cell alignments, all these options you can try it in the formatting. See here, just select the cells. Okay, just select the cells, go to the alignment here. You can click on to the borders, you can have all borders. Okay, you can go for the alignment, you can change the font. If you are if you can go for this. Okay, so just type in here, see here, just type in the content. You can even just select it. Okay, change the font style, you can change, apply all these formattings you can apply. Okay, change the color of this entire table by filling the color. Okay, you can have an uppercase, you can just increase the size, you can decrease. So all such kinds of formattings, you can perform on the Excel sheets. Then we can even embed the charts and pictures from the other applications. Like you can have the charts or the other pictures right from different applications. What are there? No, you can insert onto your Excel sheet. So how do we do that? So you have to go for the insert. Okay, therein we have an object option. Okay, like this you can have any of the different applications you can create, have it onto your document. So here bitmap image you want, Microsoft graph chart you want, so or PowerPoint slide you want, like this. So whichever, if you click onto this and click onto the OK, and Excel, if you see, this is an PowerPoint. You can click and add title. So this is how you can even embed the objects from the different application. Apart from this, you can even go for the pictures to include. Okay, so sample pictures. In this I would like to have this picture, and then click on to the insert. I'll just resize it. You can have the pictures onto Excel sheet. Apart from that, you can even have the clip arts also you can have. So all the different kinds of you can have the clip arts like this. Okay, all those options you can have. Next, we can even rename the sheet. See, in your workbook you have many options. I'll just retain the back. Yeah, so you can even rename the sheet. So whenever you type in any content onto your sheets, you would identify what these sheets actually consist of. So you just right click, okay, and then you have an option here as rename. Okay, just click on to the rename, it will get highlighted. Now you can type it as CS. So CS. Then similarly the second one, you just click on to the rename, and then you can just rename what you want. So I'll just give it as chapter 1. Okay, like this you can rename it. So what if you want to delete any sheet? So right click, you have an option known as delete. You can delete those sheets whichever you don't want. So this is how you can rename it and you can delete it. Okay, so now let me show some of the options here. I'll take a new Excel file. So herein, let me type some content here. I'll just type it as computer science here. Okay, when you type this particular content, if you see, actually we have this particular content in the, that is A1. But if you observe, you are thinking that it is in B. No, actually B, it is consisting of nothing here. So here I'll just type it as chapter 1. If you observe it, computer science is not completely visible for us. So what you can do is, you can go one of the option to the wrap text. So wrap text will help make your content visible within a cell by displaying it onto the multiple lines. So you can click on to the wrap text here. So this is how it is displaying the content onto the multiple lines, and it will make sure that all your content is visible. That is one option, is wrap text. Now what if you don't want to apply for the wrap text? You can even widen the column width also, like this. How much you want, desired. Okay, how much you want, you can even widen the cell. One thing, you can go for the wrap text. The other thing is, so I'll just place it like this. See, this is how it will come correctly by applying the wrap text. Either widen the column width, or you can even just use the wrap text. Okay, now let us see to that what are the different steps to open the new Excel file. So click on to the file option here. I'll just reduce the window size. So click on to the file option here. So click on to the new. When you click on to the new, you'll get a blank document workbook here. So click on to the create. So every time you follow the procedure, every time you get a new blank document, and the shortcut key here is Control plus N. So if you observe here, I have a Microsoft Excel, it is telling you the software. So Control plus N always places you a new book. See, this is book 4 right now. From the beginning, this is my 4th workbook. Okay, so every workbook by default it is having the 3 worksheets. Now how to open an existing file? So click on to the file. So click on to the open option here. So you need to choose wherein you have the Excel files. I don't have any Excel files onto my desktop actually. So if you need be, you can create one. So but before that, let us see to how to save your file. So click on to the save file. Better I'll close this one. I'll take a previous workbook to save. Okay, I'll just save this one. Click on to the file, click on to the save. You are getting the save as dialog box you're getting. Save as dialog box you're getting. So first time save or save as doesn't matter. Both are the same option. Next, first thing is you need to choose your location. And this time I'm going to give this as Excel. I'll give the file name as Excel. Okay. And then here I just click on to the save. Now I'll be showing you how to open an existing file. So click on to the file, go to the open, choose your desktop. Right now we are into the desktop only, if you can see here. So it is showing you the Excel file. So click on to this and just click on to the open. This particular file is getting open. Now what is the difference between save and save as? Save as will help you to create a copy of that file, plus it also gives you the location, different location if you have to save for. So if I make some content changes here, if I type in here the chapter 2, if I type it, and if I just, what is the shortcut key to save your file is Control plus F. When I save this as, when I go for the Control yes, if you carefully observe the status bar. So when I click on to the Control S, by automatically it will save within the same file only, the content will be saved. But the same thing if I do it for the save as, if I go, it will ask you the different location to choose and different file name to choose. So herein I can give the Excel 1, and by default I'll be choosing the desktop itself. So I'll go for the save. So when I do this, herein onto my desktop, another one file will be created as Excel 1. I hope you are able to understand the difference between the save as well. Save as. Next option is the print option. So print option is what? That is Control plus P. That is the shortcut. Control plus P when I go for, actually it is providing me the printing option. So herein you can go for the target printer. So here if I have more than one printer, manually you can choose any time the from which printer you want to get the print. Otherwise you can make one printer as a default printer also. By right clicking you can have the default, you right click and then choose it as a default printer, but every time you want to get a print, you will be getting a print from the same printer as well. Now here you can have an option, the number of copies you can increase. Okay, print active sheets, that means current, from which page to which page you want. So in my if I have more than one page, you can specify the numbers here, and then you can choose the orientation. You want the landscape, you can see the layout is changing, or you would like to have it in the portrait, and the size also it is telling you want it in the A4, or you take it in the form of A3, or you want it in the form of letter. That is depends upon you. The margins, it will even help you to set the margins. You want wide margins or you want it in the normal margins. Okay, so all these options you can go, as well as you can even go for the page setup here, like margins you can have. Okay, like this you can weave your Excel file. Suppose if your content is exceeding, or some content is not visible in the printing, lines are exceeding out of the printing coverage area, then you can adjust your all the margins over here. Okay, page you can choose any portrait or landscape, orientation you can choose. Okay, so the paper size, all these things you can do it in the print option. Now this is what is print preview for us, what content you are getting. All right, so this is how we have a different option in the Excel file. Now comes the next one option here is the recent documents. The recent documents will help you to see the previous recent documents. So these are the only two Excel files which are there present in my system. That's why it is only, and these were the two recent documents which we have worked on. Therefore it is showing you the two recent documents. Up to usually 8 recent documents it can show. Okay, next we have the option that is exit option. Exit option will help you to close the current workbook. Suppose you have many workbooks open, then exit will help you to close the current workbook. But before it is closing the current workbook, if at all if your workbook is not saved, it will prompt a message to save your workbook. Okay, so if at all if you want, you can save it, otherwise you can just go for the option as do not save. Okay, so these were the few options. So let us see those options here. These were the few basic points what we have discussed. What is a workbook? It's a multi-page Excel document. And what is a worksheet? Each page in the workbook we call it as a worksheet. Okay, if you see here, the Excel file extension is .xlsx or .xls. Okay, so each one, what is a cell? What is the definition of a cell? The intersection of row and column forms a cell. Each one we can identify by the cell address, and cell address is usually been identified with an alphabet and the number. Here is the ribbon. Okay, ribbon is actually the panel at the top portion that will appear on your Excel sheet. So this is entirely, we call it as a ribbon, which is wherein the first, as I said, it's a title bar, menu bar, and this is the standard formatting toolbars we are having. Same way like how we have in the Word, we have the different menus even in the Excel, that is home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review and view. Okay, and then these are the recent documents. Okay, up to usually no more than 8 also you can have. The older versions had 8. So as per your textbook, they said the 8 recent files you can see the Excel file. So the recent documents you can see in this way. Clear? So the next is, we have seen all these options. The shortcut key to open a new Excel file is Ctrl+N. To open a new existing file, that is Ctrl+O. To close, we have an X mark here. X mark will close you the current single workbook, not the previous workbook. Suppose if you have 4 to 5 workbooks open, the current one it will get closed. Save is Ctrl+N. Save as I said, with a different location, with a different name, it will create you the copy. Shortcut key for print is Ctrl+P, which will help you to choose the different target printer. You can customize the margins. That means you can change the margins, change the orientation as well as the paper size. So these were the few topics that we have discussed in today's class. Few more concepts we shall see in our next video classes. Thank you students. Take care of yourself.